Hey guys, in today's tutorial I'm just going to show you step by step how I took one of the pack of mixes that I sell in my shop and I just applied it to the bill of this Raiders hat and just embellished it, and it turned out really nice. These are perfect if you're just trying to embellish like your school's hat or your favorite college team or NFL team. It's football season, and so there's a lot of tailgate parties and stuff like this. So this is just a fun little DIY project if you're wanting to create a look similar to this. So what I used was I just took a pack of the mixes. This one matched really well to Raiders colors, so I chose that one. I used one pack. This is what I had left over when I was finished with my project. I know to you guys that looks like a lot. To me, I feel like I was pushing it pretty close. But so depending on the size of the bill of your hat will kind of depend on if one pack's going to work for you or if you're going to need two. So anyway, that's what I used. I'll leave a link for all the different mixes that I carry. There's like 60 of them right now, and I'm always adding new ones, so that listing is constantly being updated. But let's just say if you're wanting to add some embellishments to a Dallas Cowboy theme project, this mix would work great. This would work great for the Philadelphia Eagles. This mix would work really well for Miami Dolphins, Redskins, Green Bay Packers. Just go on the link, see if I already have a mix that'll work well with your project. If not, I'm also going to leave the links to just the flat back pearls, and so then you can, you know, buy a few different items to create your own mix. So here's like some pearls, and then I have all kinds of different color rhinestones. I'll leave links for those if you need to make your own mix. Also, what I used in this tutorial was the yellow wax rhinestone picker tool. It works great. I also tried out something different today. I tried out a wax square that I have, and I just tore off a little bit of it and stuck it on the end of a toothpick, and I used this for the bigger pearls, and that worked really awesome. I was really pleased with that. And then of course the E6000 glue. That's what I used. So I'll show you step by step. Okay, you guys, so this is the hat I'm going to be working on. I'm going to work on it in 3 different sections. I'm going to start at the top in the middle and work down. Then I'll turn it this way and start at the top and work down. And then I'll turn it this way and start here and work down. I'm using the E6000 glue, this wax pencil rhinestone picker. Another thing that I've done is I'm using this little square wax gel thing that I've kind of torn apart and just put on a toothpick. This helps me to pick up the bigger pearls that sometimes the yellow wax pencil doesn't want to pick up. So I'm going to be using those 2 things, and I've poured out my mix that I'm using onto a paper plate, and then I also have on another paper plate my glue, some toothpicks to help spread out the glue, and then my tools that I'm using. So I'm just going to use my glue, and I'm just squeezing out not too big of a amount because I don't want my glue. I'm noticing that the fabric really kind of soaks that glue up, so I don't want to apply too much because I don't want it to start to dry before I get to it. So I'm just going to do a smaller section, spread it out with my toothpick, and then I'm just going to keep kind of working down, and I feel like the toothpick really kind of helps me to kind of work that glue where I need it to go. And then I just twist any glue that's left on there so I don't have this big glue string. And you'll see me just kind of rotate between the different tools that I'm using because I have found that, like I said, sometimes this wax pencil doesn't want to pick up the bigger pearls. Okay, it picked that one up okay, but... And so I just want to use a nice variety and really kind of spread everything out because I'm working with, in this mix, I have black, white, silver, and gray. And then I have that in the rhinestones and in the pearls. And so I just want to make sure that I'm using a nice variety of everything. It just helps the project when you're done to look better. I'll go back later and kind of clean that pearl off. So in my shop, I have a lot of different mixes, and I try on pretty much on a weekly basis to add more colors. So some of your favorite NFL teams, you'll find that I already kind of have some mixes that will go really well with those particular teams. This mix just it matches the Raiders team colors really well, so that's why I chose this mix. But even if you can't find a mix in the link that I'm going to leave that matches up to the team, you can go into the flat back pearls and just kind of pick out your own colors and create your own mix, because I have all kinds of different colors of flat back pearls and the resin rhinestones that I'm using today. So and like I said, I'll leave links for everything, the E6000 glue that I'm using, the tools that I'm using, the mixes, the pearls, the rhinestones, and all of that. And this really is a perfect project for a beginner. It's not hard at all. When I'm done with this project, I'll let you know how many packs of the mixes that I needed, or if I was able to complete the project with just one. I'm not finished yet, so I don't really know. And I did notice when I was in the store getting this hat that all of the bills were like different. They were different sizes. Like some of them had smaller bills, some of them had bigger bills. So you have to really consider that too, because if the bill is bigger, of course, you're going to need more rhinestones and pearls if you want to completely cover it. So another thing you want to be mindful of when you're using the mixes is, because it does come in a variety of sizes, one of the common things that people really want to do is they want to use those big sizes first. And so what happens is, if you're starting on a section and let's say you're working on this section here, and you go ahead and you use up all of your bigger sized items, then what's going to happen is that when you get to the rest of it, it's not going to look even. So you want to just make sure that you're really spreading everything out really, really nice, spreading out your colors, spreading out the sizes. That way the finished product just looks better. So I'm just going to keep working on, I mean, you can see too on camera just where the glue has been applied and it's still wet, and so I'm just going to apply rhinestones and pearls until I can't anymore, until my glue is gone, and then I need to apply some more. So you can also, if you're embellishing sports themed items, you can do this on shoes, all kinds of different things. I'm just doing a hat right now because it's football season and a lot of people like to bling out their items before they go to a game or whatever. So as you can see, I'm not, okay, so whenever you go to apply a stone and you kind of see that the wax pencil isn't releasing it, what that means most of the time is that there's not enough glue there. So that's kind of a good indicator that it's time to start reapplying some glue. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm just going to spread it out really good. I'm just going to take it all the way out. Okay, for some reason my phone shut off. So in the background, you're probably going to hear the lawnmower going. I didn't realize that the guy who does our lawn was coming today, so sorry. You can hear that in the background. And then right around here, I'm just going to work with just some smaller ones. And sometimes your tools will pick up 2 different pearls at a time. Okay, so I am all the way to the other side now, and I am almost completely done with this project. I'm just finishing up this last little bit. And so as soon as I'm done, I'll show you guys, but I literally am going to have almost just enough to finish this project. So I wouldn't say this, I would say this is probably like a regular size bill. I did see some bigger ones when I was in the store. So I am gonna complete this project with just one pack of the mixes, but I feel like that would really be cutting it close for most people, because that would really stink to start a project and not have enough to finish. So but I'll show you guys as soon as I'm done exactly what I'm gonna have left out of these mixes. Now, another thing that you can do too, and this is what a lot of people do, is they'll buy a mix, and you see these size pearls right here. I don't know if you can see that. That's a 10mm size pearl. And so what a lot of times people will do is they will buy a pack of the mixes, and then they will also purchase like this mix has white, gray, silver, black pearls in it. And so what they'll do is they'll buy the mix, and then they'll also buy a pack of the 10mm pearls in whatever size or whatever color that they're wanting. And so that will help too, because those pearls are bigger and they cover more of a space when you're embellishing. So I hope that made sense. But that will also help to kind of stretch your mixes out a little bit too, because the 10mm is the biggest size in the mix, and so you're going to cover a much larger area if you have a little bit extra of those size. So that's always something that you can do also. So I'll be sure to also leave a link for those 10mm pearls in case you decide that you want to add that. So this has definitely been a super easy project. This is great for, you know, if you're in college or you're in high school and you want just that little extra something, you want to add some bling and embellishments to your sports team. Hats or shoes or whatever, you can do that too. And like I said, if I don't already have a mix that has your team colors, you can always create your own. Also, using the flat back pearls and the rhinestones, you can just pick out your own colors. So I used two different tools. I used this toothpick, and then I used the wax square, and then I also, through a lot of the project, I used this pencil, and they both work really, really well. I like to always make sure when I'm working that I have a few different tools, just in case one's not working for me at the moment. I have something that I can quick pick up and start using. And so I've noticed really when I'm doing this, I'm always switching between tools. Now what you're going to want to do is, after you've completed your project, you're going to want to let it dry for a good 24 hours. Another thing that I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video is that if you're working with E6000 glue, you're going to want to make sure that you're working in a very well ventilated area, because the fumes are really strong. So if you're working close to a window, that's great. You can just open the window, and that way you're not smelling the glue, because it's strong. Not going to lie to you, but it's great. E6000 is the only glue that I have ever used for craft items when I'm gluing rhinestones and beads and pearls and stuff on, because it just works great. I've never ever had a problem with it. It holds up really well. It dries clear. and that's actually what most crafters use, is the E6000, because it does work really, really well. I have people ask me, what about a hot glue gun? I really couldn't tell you because I've just never tried it, because this glue's always worked well for me in what I'm working on. So I honestly don't know how that works. And I know there are a lot of other glues on the market. I just haven't tried them. So I'm kind of a creature of habit. Once I find something that works, that's just what I use. This project took probably, which I did stop because I was filming, doing different things, I would say probably about an hour and a half, something like that. I wasn't trying to go super, super fast, but I would say for the average person, it would take probably about an hour and a half if you're putting them really close together. Now, also on projects like this, if you're doing the bill of a hat, you could use just rhinestones, which is what a lot of people prefer. They don't like the pearl and rhinestone mixes, so that's always an option too. For the bill of a hat, I would recommend probably a 5mm if you're working only with a rhinestone. You could use a 4mm, that would be fine. Or even a 6 would work also. Just depends on whatever your style is and whatever look it is that you're trying to accomplish. But I will say though, when I'm working with mixes, me personally, is that I really just try to put them really close together. I don't really like to see anything underneath there. I want everything pretty much closed in and close together. I just feel like when you're working with mixes, that really is the best look. So it does probably, and I'm really good about using all the stones in the mix. I use all the different colors and all the different sizes. And so it may take a little bit longer, but I feel like the end result looks really prettier when you've really mixed those smaller sizes with the bigger sizes. A lot of times people will just pick out all the bigger sizes, and that's fine and it looks fine. I just feel like I like the look that's created when you've really mixed up everything. And voila, it is